It should start. Okay. All right. Hey everyone, welcome to the Rock, Paper, and Citizenship webinar. Okay. Hey everyone, welcome to the Rock, Paper, and Citizenship webinar. Hey everyone, welcome to the Rock, Paper, and Citizenship webinar. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Let's start over. Sorry about that. Hey everyone, welcome to Rock, Paper, and Citizenship webinar. In this webinar, we will gather ideas to help you manage your one-to-one classroom. Lakita Graham is helping with this webinar, and she's a pre-AP English teacher and department chair for South Garland High School. And I am Jenna Montgomery. I teach at Saxe High School, and I teach human growth and development. My students have access to their own iPads as well as Lakita's students, and we have laptop carts and computer labs available when needed as far as technology is concerned. There have been many concerns over GISD moving to a one-to-one district for secondary and placing more iPads in the elementary students' hands. However, this can actually be a really good thing if you plan accordingly. We need to remember that technology can never replace a quality teacher or teaching, and the technology should be looked at as a tool to enhance learning. Think of it as a way to make your great teaching, take your great teaching up a notch. In this webinar, you'll be able to walk away with practical tips that you can use to make your classroom the perfect, inviting place for technology to enhance your teaching and to help your students thrive. We now want to talk about ISTE standards. What is an ISTE standard, though? Some of us may not know. So I thought I would explain what ISTE is. ISTE represents the International Society for Technology and Education. ISTE's website describes the standards as the skills and knowledge students need to learn effectively and live productively in an increasingly global digital society. This webinar aligns with the student standard number 5, digital leadership, and teaching standard number 4, promote and model digital citizenship and responsibility. You can find out more about ISTE standards by visiting iste.org/standards. Today, I want to talk to you guys about the ROC part of this webinar. The ROC stands for classroom management because without great classroom management, we do not have a firm foundation. I was on my school's digital learning team last year. It was around this time that we started prepping for our one-to-one rollout. There were many teachers who were very nervous about the rollout and the management of technology in the students' hands. Around this time, I was introduced to an excellent resource our district provides called Atomic Learning. Seriously, this is a great site for anyone from new to technology to pros like our organizational learning team. Atomic Learning is an on-demand website where you can go to learn just about anything you want to know about how to use technology, the technology that is available to us. Students are also able to use it as well. Anyhow, I went on to Atomic Learning, the learning website, and participated in several classes to help me get a grasp on the classroom management piece of this rollout. You simply log on to the Atomic Learning website through the GISD website. It's under staff and then training and resources, or you can just search it from the GISD home page. It's important to go in through the GISD website though, and not straight through Atomic Learning, or you'll have some issues logging in. Once you are in, you can search for anything, but for our purposes today, I want to talk to you about Google Classroom and one-to-one management. These were the first 2 classes that I participated in. Google Classroom is about an hour and 15 minutes long, and it's broken into segments, as all Atomic videos are. You can watch them at your own pace. I used my iPad to watch the video while I simultaneously worked on creating a Google Classroom from my laptop. This was nice because I could start and stop and rewind the videos as needed. I believe having good blended learning platform is imperative to today's successful teacher. And Google Classroom is straightforward and user-friendly. Plus, the district promotes Google Apps for education as they are in a partnership with Google, which helps keep our students and their information safe and secure. Sorry about that. Okay. Why is blended learning environment good for the classroom management? It's easy to update and post on the fly. There have been times where I've been standing outside in the hallway greeting students, and I remembered that my students wanted to have a class discussion today on insert a topic of whatever choice you want. Since I had my iPad in my hand, I quickly pulled up the class announcement part of Google Classroom and wrote a sentence letting the students know that they did not need to get their books today or get onto any kind of website or anything, that we're going to be having a class discussion, and I asked them to get their chairs ready for the class discussion. So when I came in, when the tardy bell rang, we were ready to get started. For those teachers who may not have a one-to-one situation, you can use it as a bell ringer as well. You can add assignments to the classroom and teach your students that when they see the laptop cart up, or the laptop signs up without the red arrows over it, that they need to go ahead and get maybe a laptop out of the tray, or an iPad if you're using an iPad, as they walk into the room. And this is one of the things that I actually got from the Atomic Learning website, were this idea for these 2 pages. And so what I do is I hang both of these pages up in my room. So I have this one right here up if I want them to have their iPads up, and I have this one right here up if I don't. And the same thing with headphones and earbuds. I have this one up if I want them to use their earbuds, and I have this one up if I don't want them to. And it's a great tool for classroom management, because they know that if they walk in and they see that I do not want their earbuds in, they know that I will take them up if I see them, because I've already requested that they don't have it. And what I do is I place the signs outside of my door as they're walking in, and then I also have a set of signs in my classroom up at the front where their warm-up would normally be. So there's no excuse of them saying, well, I didn't see it, or anything like that, because it's where they are looking as they're walking in. And you can switch them up however you would like. Another great training that I found on the Atomic Learning website was the one-to-one management tips. There are many in the training, but one of my takeaways again was the signs that I just showed you guys, so that way the kids can know what they're doing and when they're doing it. And at this time, I'm going to turn the webinar over to Ms. Graham.
Okay, I guess that's me. Okay, this is Lakita Graham. I apologize. My part of the um, webinar is for digital citizenship. As we know that we want our kids to be citizens. We want them to be citizens when it comes to everyday life, but we also want them to be citizens with digital citizenship when it comes to the computers and their iPads. Per ISTE, the International Society of Technology and Education, as Jenna mentioned earlier, there are 9 elements of digital citizenship. There's access, there's commerce, communication, literacy, etiquette, law, rights and responsibilities, health and wellness, and security. When we speak of access, the question is really, do all kids have equitable access to technology? Thanks to school board approval, all of our students have one-to-one iPads and extended access to Wi-Fi through various partnerships in the city of Garland, and even nightly access at certain schools throughout the district. When it comes to commerce, that deals with the digital purchase of goods. Are students aware of the possibilities and dangers of purchasing products on technology? In creating responsible and educated members of society, it's vital that we as educators detail the risks of sharing personal data such as credit card numbers, personal data, and bank numbers, because both of them, all of them, can lead to identity theft and, as we know, poor credit, which is very damaging for their future. Communication. Which type of device is appropriate for certain communications? When do you text? When do you call? When is it appropriate to email or use social media? A lot of times our students don't even know that information. For instance, I have students that when I was using Remind, they would send me emails on the weekends or late at night when I'm trying to just enjoy my family. But they have to be taught that type of information, or they're going to what we as adults consider to be abuse. They just don't know. Literacy. The process of learning about literacy is what this part is all about. Will students understand how to use the technology to enhance their learning experience? During the iPad rollout, a lot of teachers were concerned with the usage of the iPads and how it may cause classroom disruptions or just classroom management issues. That's quite understandable due to students not fully understanding how to use them as learning tools versus entertainment devices. So as teachers, we have to make sure that we let them know via certain apps, not just Google to be lazy, but to use various websites to look up the information and to enhance their learning. Etiquette, rules for proper conduct online. The knowledge that is needed is in the following areas. There's text, there are tweets, Instagram uploads, even Snapchats. Snapchat is a big thing now, but the students think that they can delete it. They are not aware that someone can screenshot what they have Snapchatted and send it, and their reputation has been ruined from something that they thought was not going to be there forever. We have the law. Hacking, cyberbullying is a huge one, as we've learned in many instances that cyberbullying is just as harmful as bullying in person. 88% of students have witnessed cyberbullying. There's pirating. 800 illegally downloaded or shared songs per student are the numbers on that. A lot of that has been cut down due to the usage of Pandora and SoundCloud and other radio apps. but it's still there. Sexting. It's kind of a disgusting topic to even talk about, but under 16, and this is what students don't understand. Under 16, it's considered child pornography, even if they have shared it. I hate to talk to my kids about that, but since it's a reality and it's one of those things that they think no one will ever see, and then you hear about students being all over social media because they sent it to their friend or to their boyfriend, and they're no longer their boyfriend. But it's going to be considered child pornography, and everyone associated will be brought up on charges. Identity theft again, and bypassing firewalls. They don't quite understand that the firewalls are for their protection and that it affects the access for others. A lot of times I can't get to certain things that I need my class to see because of everything being blocked. So it just kind of hinders my class. Rights and responsibilities. It's imperative that they follow the rules that are set by the district. Then there's health and wellness. How can students be physically affected by the technology? When it comes to cyberbullying and predators, that is two ways that it can affect their health, their mental well-being. And there's also internet addiction and social media addiction. Seems like something that people could just stop, but this is a new day and age, and the kids are just different, and they don't feel that they're addicted, but they are. And lastly, we have security, protection of self. Passwords. Students don't understand that they have to get secure passwords. Now with most programs and with most forms, you have to have a combination of lowercase, uppercase, symbols, and numbers. So that's an added feature. But they need to protect their identity by not giving out any account information, and virus protection. And that would be the last of the ISTE standards. If there aren't any questions or anything in the chat, you can follow us on Twitter. Jenna is at Jenna Montgomery, or you can email her at jamontgo@Garland ISD. Or you can follow me at Miss MISS L as in Lima, V as in Victor, Graham. Or email me at L as in Larry, V as in Victor, Graham, GRAHAM @GarlandISD.net. Thank you for your time. Oh.